Virgo, welcome to your August 2019 relationship reading. It's Raina here. This reading is meant for people who are having a difficult time in their primary relationship or have, and in some cases, they may have met somebody new, deciding whether or not to stay with that person. Also, somebody who's not with anybody but is kind of still hung up on a former partner. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. Boy, I've been getting that Six of Wands a lot lately. It's time to honor ourselves. That's what I take away from it. The heart of the matter is the Father of Pentacles, which connects with the King of Pentacles. You are Pentacles, being earth energy. The other earth signs besides Virgo are Taurus and Capricorn. And so if you're with somebody of this sign, this could certainly be kind of giving you a validation on that. The King of Pentacles, maybe you're with somebody who's a workaholic and they're very materialistic, and so that's all that seems to matter to them. And people, I think, kind of underplay how devastating that can be to a relationship. I mean, you can have somebody who's not even really a bad person. They're just a workaholic. And sometimes their need to make money is excessive. And, excuse me, they may not even spend it on themselves that much, but they just may need to hoard money because they grew up without money, or perhaps it's just some kind of like a past life thing that just is driving them because of a fear. Maybe this person owns a business and they just have to be there, like a restaurant or a store, and they excuse me, they can't get away because they have to, it's open 12 hours a day or something. One thing that I would say to you is, if this person had this before you met them, then you can't really act surprised that this is how they are, because they showed you who they were. But also, this is something that you also cannot just kind of shove under the rug and say, well, at least he's a good provider. So you have to somehow deal with this so that you don't get further alienated with this person and then have an affair to try to get attention from somebody, or just get bitter inside. So that's what I'm seeing with this. I'm not seeing anything necessarily negative on its surface, but who knows? We'll keep going. I mean, like some of these readings, it's like, okay, the person's about to leave probably. In the past position, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And this may even be, I mean, we can look at current trends, but I'm talking about how you used to think. You might have thought you won the lottery when you met this person, precisely because they were affluent and successful financially. But perhaps you realize very acutely how far money can go and how it doesn't go the whole distance. And actually, Virgo is an earth sign, so it appreciates material resources and is very acclimated to them. But that doesn't mean that a Virgo person is going to just automatically be obsessed with money. It's more of being a good steward of the earth and also of resources that are connected to the earth, and that would include the monetary system. You may have Maybe you help out too with the business, if this is a business. And so you have nothing against the business, and you've had this life. And especially if you didn't grow up with money and you married somebody who did, it can kind of blind you at first. But if that's the case, it just shows that you really love this person, and you don't want to, you don't want to be the kind of person who is using somebody, or you don't think like that. But you know what? I got distracted because I was thinking, wait a second. What if this is exactly what happened? Because we have here in the higher message, the 5 of Cups, which is a card of grief and loss. This would be on the emotional level. So is it possible that this is like a situation where a Virgo person, and usually this will be a woman, married a much older man because of his financial status, and now realizes what a mistake that was. But with the 5 of Cups, the idea of grief, this is a very important thing, because sometimes wealthy men, especially if they have been, if they become a widower, they can marry quite quickly. They've done studies on this, that men don't fare as well as women when it comes to the loss of a spouse. And so this may be even on their end, where they have never gotten over the loss of their spouse. If you've married somebody that was previously married and they lost the person to death, that may be coming in to interfere with the relationship. But I do think there's a monetary angle. Even with the Wheel of Fortune, can be more of your life just kind of being more fortunate at this moment, or recently came into that. I still maintain that there could be something connected to perhaps you being, that being an important thing for you for some reason. Maybe the other thing too is maybe you had children and you were looking for a father for your children. And this was a man, especially an older man, more mature, more established, and able to give you what you want so you could take care of your children. What crosses you is the Mother of Cups, which connects to the Queen of Cups. And this is a double feminine energy. Queen of Cups connects to the sign of Cancer, which is the mother archetype. And two things to note. In one case, it's still morning, I think. But anyway, the mother archetype could be about you protecting your children or giving your children what they need. Now, an example would be you marry a man so that your children have a father in their life, but then he's never there. Or he's very shallow, materialistic, and he judges everything and everyone by the almighty dollar. But to me, the Mother of Cups ultimately is about, and in some cases, maybe if you want to become a mother and you've married a man who is much too old to do that. Not that, men can, for some reason the term shooting blanks came into my head, but the exact opposite of that. Men can impregnate women even if they're elderly. However, you may not want to have a child with somebody who is much older than you. So you may have gotten married to somebody and then thought, oh my God, I want kids. What have I gotten myself into? So I'm just throwing out some of the possible themes here. It doesn't mean that this is all going to connect with you. But I do think too, when I get the Mother of Cups in the challenged position, that it's indicating perhaps that you're not using your intuition properly. The Mother of Cups is very intuitive, but in the challenged position, she may be blocked because her emotions are not allowing her to see the truth as it really is. Which leads me to this card. The advice is the Moon card. The Moon card can be about deception. Something is going on, perhaps you don't know what, and you are, sometimes this can be self-delusion, where you are allowing yourself to spin a narrative that just is not how it is not the truth. And this card connects to Pisces. It's funny though, because the Moon rules Cancer. So there's two cards here that connect to Cancer in a way. But as a tarot card, it's supposed to connect to Pisces. And Pisces is ruled by Neptune. That's where the deceptive angle comes in. Yeah, like I said, you might be telling yourself things to keep you there because you don't want to have to believe that you've made a terrible mistake. Maybe even with the Moon, it's like things coming out at the time of the Moon that kind of like illuminate a lot of things for you. Actually, come to think of it, since you're Virgo, your opposite sign is Pisces, and there's going to be a full moon in Pisces in September 14th, and that will hit your 7th house of committed partnership. So maybe that's when all the secrets are spilled. Who knows? And the outcome is the 6 of Wands, which is a card of being able to, being victorious somehow in your life, having people say good things about you, appreciate you, and the ability for you to accept it. Virgo, you're a very modest sign. You're not somebody who maybe is comfortable with any kind of compliments. It might make you feel kind of weird, but in order to attract a person who is right for you, you have to be willing to accept a person who appreciates you. Your partner may not be a bad person. It may just be that they are very preoccupied with business. Only you can decide whether or not you're going to stick around. The thing that is most important is just to communicate. I think that's the best thing of all. If you really think that there's something there, that there's something that can be salvaged, then by all means, don't be quiet about it. Okay, that's what I have for you, Virgo. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Have a great month. Bye.